Hi Miranda, thanks for coming in today. My name's Katie and I'm a social worker, and so I just like to start off with every client and let you know that everything that you say in here is confidential between us, so you don't have to worry about being open and honest and just kind of letting things out. There are a couple of things that would, if they come up, I would have to report them because I'm a mandated reporter. So if you mentioned anything about child abuse or elder abuse, or if you were thinking about harming yourself or anybody else.
Okay.
But other than that, everything is open and everything stays in here.
Okay.
So just to get started, why don't you tell me why you came in today?
Well, I was recommended by the Student Health Services because I went in there to I have really bad anxiety lately. So I went in there to get something to kind of manage it, and they said to pair my medication with some kind of social counseling.
Okay, so you saw a nurse here on campus?
Yes.
And they recommended that you have someone to talk to as well?
Yep.
Okay. How has the medication been working out for you? How long have you been on it?
So I was on 10 milligrams for about 2 months, and it was okay. My issue with that was I would take it in the morning, and then by the time I got home, because I have about a 12-hour day, by the time I got home, everything that I had been anxious about, what I needed to do, it was time to do it, but I was so tired and I couldn't do it, and I was frustrated, so it was like not really working.
Okay.
So I went back for like a medication checkup, and they doubled my dose, and I took it, and I fell asleep in every class the next day, like uncontrollably.
Yeah, I saw your face like, oh, that was not a good thing.
No, it was not really happening.
So you sound really busy.
Yes.
You said you went home after like a 10, 12-hour day.
Yeah.
And you were too tired even though you had the things that you knew you needed to get done. You just didn't have the energy to get them done.
Right.
And then the new medication just made you more tired.
Yeah, so since they doubled my dose, what I've been doing is cutting it back in half, back to 10 milligrams instead of 20, because I can't be sleeping through my policy class like that.
Yeah, so one of the side effects of the medication is kind of drowsiness. And you take it first thing in the morning when you wake up?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so, and you worked with the nurse to back off of the medication a little bit?
Not yet. This was like just last week. So I haven't seen the nurse again. I just kind of I've been cutting them back to 10.
Yeah.
Cut it in half but when I see her, we'll talk about it.
Okay, but it seems to have been working out a little bit better for you. Like at least you're not falling asleep in class
Yes.
and worrying about driving. So,
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of things go on in your 12-hour day?
So I'm a student at UWT and a mother, and I also work.
Wow.
So a Monday is like a 5 a.m. wake up.
Yeah.
I get up at 5. The night before, I try to prepare things like I put my son's outfit out. If I have the energy, I try to make my lunch, get our outfits out, pack my backpack, pack his daycare bag, get up at 5, leave the house by 6, get to daycare by 7, get back to school by 8, full day of classes, go get my baby, go home, feed him, bathe him, bedtime, spend some time with him, read it. I try to at least read him a book or something, you know, and then I make him bathe every day after daycare because it disgusts me. And yeah, and then once he's in bed, that's about 8 o'clock, and then I have to bathe, look at homework, get my things ready for the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
So, first of all, it's really great that you take time at the end of the day, even though you're tired, to plan things a little bit for the next day so that in the morning you're not as rushed, right? Because that could create even more anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
So it seems like that's something that you've figured out on your own and through trial and error have figured out it's better to get things done in the evening.
It makes my morning so much easier if we have our clothes and lunch,
Yeah, so that's really great that you have made sure that you plan ahead, right? That's definitely one of the things that helps with anxiety.
Yeah.
So you have school and a busy day and a little bit of time with your son at the end of the day. What part of that is really what's causing you this anxiety, do you think?
I don't know. I went through like a pretty rough divorce, and I think towards we've kind of talking to my mom and close family members. We've kind of figured out that the end of my marriage, early divorce stages, is when I started to get this anxiety.
Right.
And the worst part about it is I don't know why I have it or where it comes from. That's just kind of the time frame it popped up.
Right.
As of now, I've gotten over my divorce. You know, I've gotten over all that. It doesn't bother me anymore. And school keeps me busy, and my son keeps me busy. And so I don't know. And I just try to deal with it the best I can. And I think keeping busy is like my blessing and my curse, because I like being busy. I feel like if being busy is a blessing, you know, because if you're not doing something, how are you moving forward?
Yeah. Yeah. So you like to be able to feel like you're being productive,
right?
And you're reaching for goals, okay? Yeah. Okay. So the anxiety kind of set in at the end of your marriage.
Yeah.
And now you've kind of moved on from that, but you still have this anxiety that's not really attached to anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So is there anything that you do that helps relieve some of that anxiety other than medication?
Well, it's like, once again, a blessing and a curse. I make lists. I have lists in every notebook, on every piece of paper, like lists. So it kind of cures and I'll list like the silliest things, like do your laundry, wash your sheets, put your lunch out, just because if I can cross it off, then it kind of makes me feel good and makes my anxiety go down.
Right.
But then I also get crazy with it, and I'll have this one-page list of things. This is what cracks me up. I'll put something on my list that is maybe 2 months in advance. Like, why are you even writing this down right now?
Okay.
So I've kind of learned to prioritize and figure out what needs to be done now and what can be done later without being a procrastinator.
Okay. So maybe a piece of the anxiety is worrying about things that are pretty far off, and so you don't really have control over that yet, right? But it is still good to be able to think about what you need to put in place now to be able to make your transition into whatever needs to be done later easier, right? So that makes sense. And making lists, like, good job, seriously. Like, make a list. I'm assuming you put it where you can see it. You said you put it in all your folders. And so, I don't know, that kind of seems like a double-edged sword a little bit. Like, you always see what you have to worry about, but you also always get to see and feel good about all the things that you're checking off. Right. I heard you say that it feels good to, like, check the things off.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you found a way to kind of combat some of these issues with anxiety. Is there anything that you do that just helps you feel relaxed?
So my favorite thing to do at the end of the day is watch my phone in my bed. And I was spending like, no joke, like 2 hours trying to get my son to bed. In there, patting his back, rocking him, whatever. So finally one day, and I think daycare helped, I just put him in his bed, give him a kiss, and leave the room. Yeah. So that gives me all this extra hour or two at night, and surprisingly he doesn't cry or anything most nights. So that gives me it gave me such relief knowing that, because his bedtime routine was so long and so relaxed. It's perfect. He gets lavender, he gets a bubble bath, he gets, like, his room smells like lavender, there's lights, there's a humidifier. So I was falling asleep, putting him to sleep. So now that I can put him in there and still be awake to watch my shows or do my homework, that's helped too. Yeah.
Okay, so for you, having your son finally be able to get to sleep a little bit quicker on his own, give you some free time for yourself. Yeah. It sounds like you really have set him up for, like, a successful night's sleep. You have figured out how to help him be relaxed. How old is your son?
He's almost 2.
He's 2, okay. Have you thought about using any of those techniques for yourself as well? Like, his room smells like lavender and you're falling asleep in there. And
I've thought about it, but I just haven't implemented it. Like he has a humidifier that smells like lavender and chamomile. He has like a star nightlight. He has, I mean, his room is so relaxing.
Well, yeah.
But
it
my room
sounds
is not.
really-
My room
yeah.
is like,
How's your room set up?
oh my gosh, it's like a desk full of homework. It's like my cell phone's
Yeah.
always playing music, or I have my Netflix on, or and half the time it's half of his toys are in it, and I'm like, my room is not a relaxing spot.
So as a parent, I know we do for our kids way more than we do for ourselves, right? Yeah, and your room, and so how's the rest of your house? So if your room's kind of set up for not really giving you an ability to relax, right? You're kind of faced with all the stuff you have to do day in and day out.
Like all in my little room.
All in your room. Is it spread around your house as well?
No, because I live with my parents. When I became a student, I decided to move in with them because financially it was the best decision. Excuse me. So the rest of the house is shared, but they go to bed pretty early, so sometimes I'm able to like get in the recliner and kick my feet up for 30 minutes, and that's helpful. But as far as having my own quiet little space, it's not there.
Yeah. Okay. So is that something that you kind of wish that you had? Is some space?
I think it is because I mean the house is big, and my son has his own playroom. We have 2 living rooms. The space is not an issue. I think the way that I utilize my bedroom, it's like my bedroom office. I have a desk in there. So I think you made a good point. It would be a good idea to maybe move my desk out and maybe make my room kind of like his room with the lavender and, you know, some quiet, relaxing space instead of everything. I have bulletin boards with homework and appointments, and it's now that I'm thinking about it, it's busy.
Yeah, it sounds busy and a little bit overwhelming to see all of your tasks all the time, even though it helps you stay organized, which can be relieving. Yeah.
But with such a big house, I could possibly move that space somewhere else.
Right, make your workspace outside of your room so you have a quiet place to come back to be alone. Okay, so we talked about the space in your house and your busy schedule. And you live with your parents. How are they in your life? Are you guys close? Do you have anybody else that you're close to as well?
So mostly my mom gets on my very last nerve. She's very what is the word for her? Kind of like anti-liberal, I want to say. So no, she just gets on my nerves.
How's your dad?
He's good. He's kind of just a typical male, quiet, like, how was your day? How was your day?
Yeah.
I think living there has caused maybe more stress than good because I'm always stressing about where are Bentley's toys at, or if I'm tired, I can't just put his dish in the sink. Or my mom's definitely getting better about it. Like I've explained to her, like, listen, at the end of the day, the last thing I want to do is clean a dish. I'll get to it, you know. So it's getting better. It's not the worst living situation. I'm grateful that I'm able to pay my little bills and stuff. So it's okay.
So it sounds like you try to be respectful of your parents' space.
Yeah.
And you have some communication there with your mom about, I want to be respectful, but I'm also feeling really tired.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but they're loving parents. And
oh yeah, we have fine relationships, and they love Bentley, and I think they've enjoyed living with him more than they thought they would.
Yeah, so they get to have their grandkid around.
Yeah.
And do they help play with him in the evenings?
If I ask, they're definitely not the type to volunteer, but if I say, hey, can you watch him while I study? You know, sometimes my mom grudgingly will do it, but she'll do it. So I know that if I need, I kind of put her on my last resort list because I know if I ask, she'll do it, but it's like she's not the first person I want to ask.
So is it that you would rather ask somebody who seems a little bit more willing to volunteer their time? So do you have anybody else in your life that you like to spend time with?
So my best friend's in nursing school at PLU, so that's we just have a phone relationship at this point.
Yeah.
But he goes with his dad every Sunday, so I think knowing that Sundays are like my one day, like if there's anything in the week I can't do with Bentley, then I know I can push that till Sunday.
Okay.
So it's like this, it's kind of like if I could just make it till Sunday. Like,
So you have a fallback day, right?
Yeah.
Where you could use that time for yourself to do something fun, or if things didn't get done during the week, you can use that time too. How does a Sunday usually go for you?
A Sunday is usually, I try to get his dad to pick him up as early as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just kind of prioritize. I go to work early on Mondays, so Sunday's like my only day. So I just try to prioritize and get anything, like I said, that I can't do with Bentley as far, maybe like writing a paper, or I have to have my nails done. If they're not done, I feel like a boy. So possibly doing that. I put out like his outfits. I put out 5 outfits for the week for him, and make sure my laundry's done. And I spend the first half of the day just getting organized, because I cannot sit down and chill if I know I have things like laundry or cleaning, or there's no point. So I try to get all that done nice and early, and then take the rest of the day to do anything I can do sitting on my butt.
Okay, so get the like chores done in the beginning, get yourself organized, maybe write out a list, these are the things that I need to do this day. And it sounds like planning out for the rest of the week kind of too. Okay, and so you have Sunday where you kind of get a little bit of both, like what do I want to do and what needs to be done?
Most of the time, unless I'm behind on like media reflections for policy class, or most of the time, So I try to do Saturday. Bentley's okay. Now he's at the age where I can clean up the house and get a little bit organized while he's there. He's a really, really cleany baby. I thought this day would never come. So now he's able to be in his playroom while I clean up the rest of the house. So sometimes on Sundays I do just get to sit around all day. And I do sometimes. Like maybe like once or twice a month I spend the whole Sunday like in my pajamas just on the couch.
And that feels amazing. You look like
it's like
you look so
day.
relaxed. Like, Sundays in my pajamas.
Sometimes, but other times, like I said, it's homework. But
you remain flexible and figure out what that day needs to be for. Right? Yeah. Okay, so we went through a lot. We talked about some of your social support. We've talked about kind of an unattached anxiety, but maybe we've kind of discovered that anxiety might be attached to all the little things that you know needs to be done, just kind of having to see them on a daily basis at all times. Sounds like Sunday is really your day where maybe you could find a way to kind of tuck some of that stuff around if you got everything done earlier in the week, so that you can be in your pajamas and just hang out, you know? Is there anything else that I should know about this? You went back to the nurse to talk about medication, so is there anything else that's been bothering you about this issue?
No, I think that's it, and I think you reminded me of a couple of key things that work for me that sometimes I forget about in the gist of everything. So I think I'm gonna go home and rearrange my room. But
Good. Okay, well, I'm glad that this was helpful for you today. Thank you for coming in and talking to me, Miranda.
Thank you.